Hi, Rebel Scientists. I hope y'all are doing well today. So, today we are going to continue with looking at different kind of cells. Yesterday, you did these notes, and it was about the life processes. And that's what do things that are alive do? And here are the 7 things that we can say that all things that are living will do plants or animals, and even bacteria. So on page 7, I know this looks like a lot, but just take it slow. It's mostly just drawing lines. These are notes that of terms that you studied in 6th grade that we will probably be mentioning, that I want to just remind you of what they mean. So here we have types of cells. And so the first term is unicellular. And to remind you, the prefix uni means one, okay? And the type of organisms that are usually unicellular are bacteria. And here's a picture of that. That is compared to multicellular organisms. So multi means many. And sure enough, butterflies are made of many cells, and so are trees. So these are organisms made up of more than one cell, many, usually billions. Um, and there's a video I want you to watch here in the middle. When you go to draw this into your interactive notebook, do just the best you can in drawing these, but you do not have to include these video squares. It doesn't make any sense. But when you look at the notes, you'll be able to play these. And some of them are pretty good. The next set of terms is autotrophs versus heterotrophs. And to remind you, autotrophs, the word auto means self. These are organisms that feed themselves. So plants make their own food from the sun. They capture the sun like little solar panels, and they make food for themselves called glucose through the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so plants are a great example of that. The other word that kind of is sort of the opposite of that is the word heterotroph. And heterotrophs are organisms that have to eat other organisms to survive. So if you have a hamburger, you are doing that. You are eating lettuce. That's an organism. Tomato come from a tomato plant. That's an organism. The beef in the burger. That was once an organism. So heterotrophs, we cannot make our own food. But just think if we could, there'd be no people who would starve. They could just go outside and, get the sunlight and make energy for themselves. Unfortunately, this is not true. So we have to eat other organisms, whether they're plants or animals, they're organisms. The next set of words are prokaryotic versus eukaryotic. And you definitely covered these terms. So just to remind you, pro means no, and the no means these type of cells don't have a nucleus. They don't have an organized nucleus. So what we know about prokaryotic cells is that they don't have, they say no membrane bound covered nucleus. So the word bound means covered. Okay, I could say this cup is bound in this black plastic, or a basketball is bound in that orange leather. Okay, so it's got a covering. These type of cells, their nucleus don't have a covering. So all that DNA is just loosey-goosey in the cell, but if it were organized, it would be all together and it would hold it all together. But they don't. So the DNA, it has DNA. It's just, like I said, floating loosey-goosey in the cell. And we usually see these in that type of structure of no covered nucleus in unicellular organisms, which are usually bacteria. The last term is the eukaryotes or eukaryotic cells. Um, and eukaryotic cells, it's just the opposite. They do have a nucleus that is covered in a membrane, okay, covered in some kind of covering that protects it. It holds all the DNA in one place, so it's just not floating around. We usually see that in multicellular organisms. They're just more organized. And you compare a butterfly to a bacteria, this is just a higher level organism than bacteria. It's got higher level cells like these that are, everything is packaged in its own little membrane inside the cell. Just again, the example is we have the DNA, like you have here in this picture, the DNA inside a nucleus that is covered. And again, this is a good little video for you to watch. I don't want you to watch all three. So your task for today is to put these notes into your interactive notebook. Some of y'all are falling behind on that. I know we had a check on Friday, and many of you didn't have it. Just do this little bit every day, and then you'll keep up, because tomorrow may be the day I have the surprise notebook check, and then you're going to be scrambling. And there's no reason to. You're literally just copying these notes. Alrighty? So you can't click on these links during this video, but I will have this in your assignments section where you can keep your notebook up to date. And that's all I have today, the types of cells. And we'll be, again, you learned these in sixth grade, and we'll be referencing them during this time that we're talking about cells. Alrighty, have a great day. Bye.